Hey Scott, Gimbal 101. This was your old gimbal. This is the one that you purchased to replace gimbal number 1. And here is gimbal 3. That's just one here. So anyway, there's a lot of differences in gimbals as you're finding out. The first thing is he supplied you with one for a V engine, because when you pour water in there, as you say, it comes out. When you pour water in yours, it fills up. When you pour water in this one, it fills up too. So that's the type that you want. You see the mounting holes on this right here. Use the 3 for the 3.7. 1, 2, 3 for the 3.7. And you have to have that, a different one that I don't have, to make this work for a 3.7. But other differences, if you look at your lines here, these are two small ones on every other gimbal. With the one he supplied you, two different sizes, and so this has to be swapped out. That has to be taken off of yours and use your existing assembly. Let me go over some deficiencies that I have on this one. This one is actually dangerous. He, when he swapped and put your bellows on there, he never tightened this up right here. This is just a pin, and that would fall out when you put it to in the water. When that pin's facing down, there's a keyway that goes through there that was never put back on. That's just a dangerous. Just dangerous. That's all I can say. When you lose that pin, when it falls out, the gimbal will come apart. It's a very integral part, and all I can assure you is that first few bumps that you hit, that pin's going to come out, and you stand a chance on losing your out drive, since that's the main pivot point. So that's not good. Once again, on the trim lines, I scraped some of the paint off of here just for grins, and I don't know if you can tell how corroded this actually is, but if that's a freshwater gimbal, I just don't see it when they corrode like that. He's good at painting it. He painted around there and made it look pretty good. But still, back to another issue that we had. The steering is tight on this one. That's good. He replaced your boots for you. In the process of replacing the inner shift cable boot, this cable has to come out, because the inner shift cable boot goes around the cable inside of here. There's just no way you can get that new boot on without pulling this cable out. When he chose to pull that cable out, there's a lineup tube that goes on the end of that. As you can see, there's no tubes sticking out here. It comes out to that far, and that is what this rides on to make it shift, and that usually breaks off when you try to change them. So when he was pulling that out, he broke it and then put it back on. So he knew that. There's no way that He could have not known that, but I can't even get it to go back in right now. But he's sent you one with another dangerous issue because it would have shifted into forward, and you never would have been able to pull it out of forward. That's not a new gimbal bearing. It hadn't been changed. It's not bad, but he didn't do anything on this gimbal bearing other than just paint it, make it look nice, and send you one for a V8 and put the U-joint bellows on, which is new, which needed to have been done anyway. So anyway, yours, this one, which would need an inner shift cable. He did put the bellows on it. I don't like the water hose that he used. He used a heater hose for the water supply line, which is acceptable, but it is for a V8, and it's not a new gimbal bearing, and the inner shift cable will not work, and so that's where we are. Get you one like this that will work. I picked this one. It's one of them. As you notice, this pin is actually flush like on yours, and it is lined up so that pin won't fall out. We can use your trim lines. It just goes in here. The exhaust will be fine. It did hold water down there. The linkage for the steering is the same style. What needs to be done on this one, we can talk about, and just see what you want, whether you want a new inner shift cable, whether you want a new gimbal bearing, whether you want brand new boots on here to make this up to where you thought the original one was. As for that one, there's nothing on there that's usable anymore. As for this one, there's a couple of pieces that are possibly used, but minimal at best. So basically we're starting from ground zero on this project.